Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I am good. Happy December 7th.
It officially feels like winter now. It snows on the ground. It's like 20 degrees outside.
Oh, you have snow? I'm actually kind of jealous.
Yeah. It came kind of at a late time this year. It was like 50 degrees 3 days ago. And then it just dropped like a rock. We dropped 30 degrees in one day, and then it started snowing, and it rained a little bit before that, so it's super icy on the road, and everyone forgets how to drive, of course. I sat on a bus yesterday for 35 minutes, made it 3 blocks, finally hopped off the bus, and it took me 5 minutes to walk home.
Yikes.
So
that's rough.
I was feeling fortunate that day to be a software developer where I can just choose to work from home if I need to.
Totally. Yeah, that's so nice.
Yeah.
That was my experience when Boston had that record snowfall, I think 2 years ago. I walked to work, and the public transit was constantly getting shut down. And so people were like, this is the worst. And I kept being like, I don't know, it's kind of exciting. Just more snow every day.
Yeah.
I was very lucky. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I love those first couple snows. Like the first few of the season are like, I don't know, I dig it. I think it looks nice.
Yeah, it's pretty magical.
Exciting.
Before it turns brown, it's all white and peaceful.
There's like this crispness in the air, which I dig. So I'm into it.
Yeah.
Talk business?
Yeah, let's talk.
All right. So this is the last week of the Code Quality Challenge. I made it through. We all made it through. A couple days before the thing started, I was like getting pretty anxious, honestly. Where I was like, every day I'm going to have to come up with these things or like somehow come up with a bunch ahead of time. And I knew, knowing myself, that I would just be doing them on the fly.
Yeah.
Because that's who I am, it turns out.
Yeah.
At least right now. And I was like, oh man, this might be really terrible. But actually, it's been really fine. It's been pleasant. So the challenges usually have I would say, take me at most an hour. Once I sit down and say, okay, I got to come up with something. And I kind of look through my list and I think about it. Or sometimes like they've come to me while I was doing other things, which is nice. So I'd be at the gym and be like, oh, I know what I'm going to do today. That's a good one. But overall, it's been like setting them out was not too painful. And it seems like every day I read the forum threads and there are people that are like, oh, this was so useful. I'm really glad I did this. Or people will attempt the challenge and then get really good advice from other people in the forum, which is nice. Like there's been a fair amount of interaction between people. I can see from the forum stats that there are like private messages going back and forth too, which is cool. So people are chatting and seem to be helping each other and collaborating. And so I'm actually very pleased with how it went.
Nice. I was a little nervous for you at the onset because I felt like it was an ambitious goal to come up with this many tips that were language agnostic. Like I was, that was my biggest concern.
I shared your nervousness.
Yeah.
But it seems to have worked. Since it was Monday through Friday, there's 20 days, basically. It's 4 weeks. I took 2 days off for Thanksgiving. So I'll have done 18 by the end of this. So next time I run this, I think I'll probably need a full 20. But and I will say the last couple of days have been a little hard and like kind of running out. But I only need to make one tonight and then I'm done. And so I did like 1 or 2 that were kind of meta, like, all right, let's read the docs for a tool you're using, which like isn't quite code quality, but kind of is. So like, let's alias some command that you're doing all over and over, like improve some sort of repetitive action that you take. So I'm cheating a little bit, but I think that's okay. No one seems to mind.
What are the stats? How many people went through this cohort?
That's a good question. So let me actually pull open my drip.com stats.
Love that .com.
It's so legit. It looks like my open rates are around 60% on these emails, which I think is decent, right? For a month-long challenge.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know if I can compare it against another month-long challenge, but that is a decent open rate just in general. So, yeah.
Okay, cool. It started in the 70s, actually, and then has declined a little bit, and now I'm around 60s. And I started with, 582 people got day 1, and I still have 568 subscribed. So not much churn either. And I actually talked to a friend of mine the other day, Matt Stauffer, and he was telling me that he signed up for the challenge, and he reads all the emails, and he likes reading the emails and thinking about the challenge, even though he doesn't like explicitly go do it. And I think I hadn't thought about that, but that's like, that to me is like that's kind of like a nice bonus where it's like, there may be people that are not, there's like different levels of participation, right? Like some people are talking on the forum and like they're fully in, and some people are doing them but not saying anything on the forum, and some people are reading them and not doing them, and 40% of people are not even opening them. So there's a range, but like most of those people are getting some sort of value.
Right. At the very least, it's like you're feeding them an ebook of best practices for code quality, and they're basically reading along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
That's about what I'm falling into. I mean, I feel a little bad that I haven't been actually acting upon the emails, but I have been also reading all of them. And I feel like especially as I talked about last week, reevaluating like all of our processes to make sure we're staying efficient. It's like one of those is, how do we maintain high code quality? And there's not a clear definition of what it means to have a high quality maintainable code base. And so I have my own ideas about what that is. I talk a lot about consistency. I talk about test coverage. And then like, is the architecture good? But what does that really mean? You know, this is a good source of like concrete things that I can add to that list of like, here are things we want to be controlling for, even if I'm not like acting upon them right away. It's like, these are ideals that we should be, or these are ideas for things to mix in on a regular basis to like reevaluate. Do we have to do comments in our code base, or are we leveraging all the capabilities of our libraries and all that good stuff? So
it's been useful to get these ideas in your inbox?
Yeah, I think so.
As you read them, does anything pop out like, oh, this could be more useful if there were certain changes?
I think that the only thing that would potentially make them more useful, and I know that this is difficult to do because of the audience, but if it was more language specific, I think there would be an opportunity to go deeper. I still think it's useful and I think you've done a really good job of making them useful and also be language agnostic. So I can't really complain about the quality of them, but I think you threw in a few like Ruby examples, like in Ruby you would do this, or in JavaScript you would do this, right? And so I think that was good, but I think that's probably the only area I can identify, I guess.
I've been thinking about that fact as I've been writing the challenges, where it's like, this would be easier if I could just scope it to Ruby because I know it so well. And also coming up with things would be easier too, coming up with like useful lessons. I'm a little bit torn on it. I guess I should survey people. Like, I'm curious, like, am I just getting 90% Ruby people anyway? And I could tighten this up a lot by just saying, all right, it's just for Ruby. Or even if I am getting 90% Ruby people, is it worth it to expand my reach out to other languages a bit? Like, I'm thinking about this as almost like a lead gen course in a way. And so is it worth it to have a bigger audience? I'm not sure.
Or if there's like 3 dominant languages that people are working in, like maybe you have JavaScript and Ruby predominantly, or maybe there's like another language thrown in there, I don't know what it would be, then you could potentially say like, here's the high level thing, and then here's an example or here's like a really specific example. Or you could even segment people, like starting out, identify what language you want to see examples in or something like that.
Brennan Dunn is saying, yeah, personalize it.
Real-time personalization. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think like, okay, I have version 1 is now done. I'm going to run another one of these. And by the way, the next cohort is going to start January 3rd. Dear listeners, if you'd like to get in, then, jump on that. And I'm not going to let people in late this time, because I had a lot of emails and tweets and things like that. And I was like, yeah, okay, fine, you can join. Either in or you're out. So if you want codequalitychallenge.com. So I'm trying to think of like, what am I going to do for V2? Because I've got now I have the exercises written. How can I make them even better? I actually like that idea a lot. For the challenge, give 1 or 2 examples in the dominant languages that people are showing up with. That's really good. And I think I could crowdsource this too. So what I think I might do next time is get a small review group or something, maybe 5 or 6 people. And each day I'll give them access to the stuff early. And then it's like, okay, like what can we add to this? And like, I'm also going to mine from the forum threads, because very frequently people would post helpful stuff later. So it's like, okay, I'm going to roll that into the original text next time. So that's already there. But like the code samples I hadn't even thought of, and that's a great idea. It's like, okay, I'll write the one for Ruby. And then if I can find, a JavaScript person and a Swift person and a Java person, which seem to be like the main ones we're getting, we'll also have some examples in those. That could be really good. I like this format because it lets me iterate like that. And like, it's all text, so I don't have to go re-edit videos, which is beautiful. And like, if I run this, every so often, like a few times a year, I can just sort of keep making it a little bit better each time. And everybody that goes through it's like, wow, this is even better than before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's nice having a clear cohorts, I think, makes it really great for iterating, because then you can compare. You can say this cohort versus this cohort. Right. Did people become more active, less active? How did the metrics look?
Exactly. Yeah. What was my open rate at the end for when I did it this way? Things like that.
Yeah.
Totally. It's like a spread out A/B test almost.
Yeah. And a good experience in customer development. Like you're doing a lot of talking to people and people are naturally engaging in forums, which is great. And, it's like sharpening your customer development skills, I think, too.
Totally. And that's honestly one of my favorite things. Like I like that sort of producty role where it's like, what do people need? What's useful for them? Like seeing the opportunity in their questions and in their actions. Like even just the shape of this course, like the format of this course was driven by like the reality of people buying refactoring Rails and downloading it and not watching it. I can just sort of keep learning these things and just like trying to say like, how do I beat this next time?
Yeah, I like it.
All along those lines, I've had another thought about structural changes. One of which is there are a couple all-stars on the forum who like post really consistently and say really good stuff and provide helpful links. And I'm thinking about reaching out to them and asking if they want to act as kind of like a mentor or like a leader of some kind next cohort. I don't know exactly what they would do. I already promoted somebody to moderator because he was just like exemplary. And I was like, I don't even know if you're going to like what you're going to do, but I want you to know that I recognize your goodness and I want you to feel motivated. So I want to do more of that and see if I can roll that into the next session somehow.
Yeah. What's the primary incentive, you think? Is it just like, they get kind of recognition among the audience of people taking it and get to, I guess, provide value back to the community? Or what do you think would be the biggest motivator for them?
I guess it's kind of that pride aspect.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hoping that it's kind of like a pay it forward situation, I guess, where it's like, I built this course for free and continue to run it for free. And if you want to help in the mission of helping people improve their code quality, there's a way you can lend a hand. And I'm liking that more and more, like this is a free thing and just like exists for the good of the world, because I feel like it's bringing the right people in and like leading it in the right direction. And that's actually a really good segue, I think, to an email I got the other day. Which actually was a private message on the forum that came from a Discourse staff member.
That's right. You sent this to me.
Yeah. And so I want to read this because
Yeah.
I think this is a really good email and I think people can learn from this. So the subject line is, can we offer you a discount on hosting?
Why, yes, you can.
And the email says, hey, Ben, one of our engineers, CC'd, heard about your 30-day code quality challenge on The Art of Product, episode 25, and he linked to that episode. He shared it with the team as it was a great testimonial for our product and our hosting. Your commentary on Slack versus Discourse was also particularly interesting. We very much understand and share your concerns about Slack. It's great hearing it from someone outside our team. With that out of the way, while listening, I heard you mention that you're doing a lot of work for free and that Discourse in particular costs a good deal of money each month. I really like what you're doing here with your 30-day challenge. Better code quality is good for everyone, and I'd like to offer you a discount on your hosting plan to help lower your costs, providing this service to the community. Would you be willing to have an 85% discount? Which is a hilarious sentence.
Yeah.
That would bring your cost to $18 a month, which is hopefully a bit easier for you than $120. You also mentioned that you were trying to figure out what to do with the eventual round 2, particularly in regards to the existing content. I'd be happy to chat with you about some best practices for that, as well as some details on restricting access should you choose to charge users going forward. Thanks again for running this challenge. It's a great idea, and I'm excited to see it continue to evolve. Yours, Joshua Rosenfeld. So, granted, he's coming in with a pretty awesome offer. So it's like, this wasn't like he was asking me for a favor. So his title is Discourse Technical Advocate, and I couldn't actually track down a description of that job title anywhere on the Discourse site, but I think it's pretty clear, like, based on this message, what his job is like, it's to look for good opportunities like this. Like, he's kind of doing, like, marketing in a one-to-one way, where he's like, this person is saying good things about Discourse and, has some influence probably. Let's give him a positive experience.
Yeah. And that is so smart. I love that. Like, I hope to be able to apply that in various contexts in the future. Like, it's such a great marriage of like, it's good. It's a win-win situation. It's good for Discourse because now we're talking about this and it's a super awesome thing they've done. And it's a win for you because now you're saving some dough. So
yeah, totally. That third paragraph where he says, like you mentioned, you're trying to figure out what to do with the round 2 in regards to the existing content. Like, he also like heard about the problem I discussed, and it's like, we have some best practices about that. Why don't we talk? And I can help you with that. So it's like, not only are they like, hey, here's a discount, it's like, we're also going to help you use the product better and be successful. And I don't know, just so savvy. Like, if I had reached out to them and said, hey, I have these concerns and hey, can I have a discount? That's one thing. But this was just like totally proactive. And I was very impressed to get this.
Yeah, they're doing things that don't scale right now, obviously. And it shows, and it's awesome. So naturally, you wrote back and said, I'm no charity case. I'm not taking your discount.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. I said, first of all, I blocked you and reported you for spam. Second of all. But so I think if I were charging for this up front, this message might have been kind of different. And maybe not, but I don't know. I'm just digging. Like, I feel like doing it for free and doing it for the good of the community just seems to be the right direction and bringing the right kind of people and things into my life. The universe is rewarding me, man. Mm-hmm. So I think I'm going to keep it up.
So last time we talked, I think you were toying with the idea of charging for next cohorts. Are you kind of pulling back on that a little bit?
Yeah, I think that idea is dead.
Yeah.
I think I will definitely at least run the next cohort for free. Who knows what the future will look like, but yeah, that's the plan as of right now. I haven't talked to Joshua yet, but I'm curious to hear what he says about the best practices with the old stuff, because I have been wondering about that. I'm not sure what to do, aside from rolling up the best stuff into the actual exercise itself. I don't even know what I'm going to do with the people that are in the forum now. Or like, should I do anything? Like, should I create groups? Like, Discourse does have the idea of groups. Like, should I roll people into like a inaugural cohort group and then a V2 cohort? And should they be segmented somehow? Should they be able to see each other's content? Yada yada yada. I have a lot of questions.
Yeah, I feel like I still don't have clarity on what the best thing to do would be. Like, there's all these people who have been going through this thing. Now they're not any longer. Do they continue to come in and interact, or what's your expectation of them to do at this point, even?
Yeah, right, exactly. I hope they would just keep getting value in some way. Like if they can find a way to make things useful, then like I'm okay with supporting that and providing a place for that. I don't want to run a ghost town forum so much, like I would hope it wouldn't be a thing that just kind of dies, but I don't know. As long as there are cohorts continually going through it, maybe it's just for them while they're doing it, and then later they don't talk as much, but that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, it could be like, I don't know, there's a lot of different things that people do for membership websites. Like, there's a whole concept of this, right? And I don't know, it's like some way to post the challenge, like have your accountability group or something. Like, are people naturally forming groups? And I think that's something you have to kind of see what emerges naturally out of the community. Maybe help that might help drive kind of what you do to help them facilitate what they're already doing.
Yes. Yeah. I did start a thread about helping people find like accountability partners, and a few people seem to have done it and say that it was working well for them, but I haven't like checked in again with them. I think I need to do a big like retrospective thread / survey kind of thing to sort of ask like, okay, now that all the dust has settled, what was this actually like for you, and what could we do better? It's funny, like I built a thing and it went well, and I didn't make any money, but I still had a good time doing it.
A good time doing it.
I'm going to do it again. I guess I'm recommitting to another month of work, and I don't know. I'm just sort of okay with it.
Yeah.
I think that's it for me on that stuff.
Okay. I've got a fun anecdote from this week.
Okay.
So I've been talking about the visual email builder that we're working on, right?
Yeah.
Hired our Elm developer. He's getting onboarded onto the team. It's awesome. We haven't broke ground on the code base yet for this email builder, because before we actually like said, all right, here is the basic outline for how we want to build this, we wanted to do some user testing. And I think this was brought up by our designer and our product guy, Brendan. And so they set up these structured tests with 3 people so far, internal to the company, and worked out like a prototype. So our designer has like HTML, CSS, obviously, and JavaScript chops. So he built out like a working prototype, which is pretty awesome. It doesn't actually persist data, and it's like some of the elements aren't actually fully designed, but it is enough where you can click through and you can basically build an email in the browser, or at least mock one up, and kind of get a feel for how things are going to flow, and like the nuances of whether we drag and drop or whether you click a click target. And he got some of those core elements into this prototype. So it was actually a pretty good representation, and we didn't have to stop at just like, envision mockup flows or sketch files to kind of demonstrate how we're envisioning it working. So we set up these half-hour sessions with folks and kind of just told them like, all right, here's a prototype of the builder, and here is a printed out email that was built in the MailChimp email builder. And it had like a headline and some like 2 images side by side and a call to action button below that and a block of text. And the charge for the person sitting there was like, okay, just try to build this and talk through be as vocal as possible as you're walking through this, share whatever's on your mind at that moment, or if you get tripped up about something. So it was pretty fun. We just mostly sat there quiet and listened, and Brendan gave some prompts at different times or asked them well-timed questions, but for the most part, they just kind of went through. And it was an interesting experience because the first person we did, by and large, got it. Like there were a few points where he was a little bit confused, and we kind of nudged him in the right direction, but he was able to basically do it. And the second person was a completely polar opposite experience. And the comments they were making is like, well, in other builders, I've seen this, or in this other, I don't know, usually when I'm building a landing page, I would expect to see this kind of thing. So let me go over here and see. And it's interesting to see how people's prior experience with other tools really colors the way they think about your tool. And it was a really helpful experience that we already have some good takeaways, and I think we want to do a little bit more of it. I don't know if it's ever going to get like to the point where every single person we show it to, it's like putting on a glove, like super smooth, because these things are just complicated. The more you dig into any kind of visual website builder or visual email builder, it's like there's so many edge cases, as you can probably imagine. But by and large, like I think this was a great thing to do to catch mistakes we may make early on in usability before we actually start writing real code behind it.
I think that's super smart to be running those tests. We did a handful of them when I was at Thoughtbot, and it was basically always illuminating. And like I also did that for briefs.fm, that service I started, where like we would onboard people manually, and I would like have them share their screen with me on Skype and just like watch them sign up and try not to say anything. And it is amazing what you will learn. Like stuff that seems 100% clear to you will completely mystify other people.
Right. It's like there's some flows where like, okay, we're experimenting with something a little bit different than the norm, where like, for example, if you want to move a node, you click a move button, and then it kind of gives you like an exploded view of the email, and there's a bunch of click targets, and you tell us where you want to drop it. And one of the people who was looking at it was just like, they saw this exploded view happen, and they were like, wait, where's the thing I want to drag? I want to drag it. And it's like, there was all these things that were like pluses, like pretty clear indicators to me that it was a click target, but to them, they didn't see click target at all. So,
right. Especially around like sophisticated interactions like that.
Yeah.
It's just, you're going to have I think it will be surprising how many people don't figure it out right away.
Yeah. Right.
Like, cause I couldn't even like, I would have a page which said like in big text, like you can change this later. And people would be like, can I change this later?
Yeah.
Like, it's like you can't even get people to read text. So
No.
I'm not surprised that some sort of complex interaction is also hard to get them through.
Right. And that's where like a big part of like building interfaces is less about the text. Like you can put the text there. People probably aren't going to read it. So you have to make them feel like this is changeable later, and there's a lot of nuance to actually getting that thought implanted in their brain without them reading the text you put on the screen.
Totally. Yep. Absolutely. Cool. Well, that sounds like a fun project. Still,
Yeah.
I'm still into this.
It is, yeah. And I think Rob and I have had a lot more fun than we've had with a lot of things in the last few months, just like getting back hands dirty and this iterating process and whiteboarding and trying to come up with our own unique take on how to build one of these, because there's a number of them on the market and most of them are like pretty painful to use. And so it's been a fun challenge to figure out like how can we make ours feel really nice.
Yeah. That's the drip. Make it the drip way.
The drip way. Yeah.
Yeah. I like that. Anything else on that? I thought of some other stuff I want to add.
No, I think that's it. That's it for me. What do you got?
Cool. So something I forgot to mention is that I hired a designer to redo the landing page for the Code Quality Challenge. Again, like getting back to that iteration thing, like I can improve things a little bit each time. And so the landing page I have now is not great. It's just sort of hacked together that Adam sort of got me started and I messed around with it. So Steve Shoger is going to be redesigning it, which is I'm very pumped about. I'm a big fan of his work.
Oh, me too.
If you don't,
his tweets are on fire.
So good.
And he always has hot tips, right? And it's like...
Yeah, the fire design tips.
Every single one of them is so on point.
He has, I think, mastered the like tip in a tweet format.
Yeah.
And so like he's worth following. He's Steve Shoger on Twitter, SCHOGER. and a V for the Steve. But we'll link to him for sure. Especially if you're a developer whose CSS chops are not like amazing like me, he makes it very simple to understand what's going on.
That's cool. We should have him on the show. We should try to get him on.
That's a good idea. Yeah. I wanted to work with him for refactoring Rails, and he couldn't fit it in. But I reached out to him again and told him, like, I will fist fight the other people that are trying to hire you if necessary. And so he said yes.
Very cool.
So I'm psyched to see what that turns into. So I will definitely be sharing that as soon as that's live. I'm like classic client, whereas like, when would you like this? I'm like, right now.
Yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm signing up people for the next month. So hopefully, a bunch of them will see the cool page. But so we'll see when that goes out. But I'll definitely be telling people here when that does. And another thing that happened is I was on the Full Stack Radio podcast, which is hosted by Adam. And we talked about our all-time favorite refactorings. And it was like very code heavy, like code deep, like pure technical stuff. And it seems to have resonated with a lot of people. So if you're tired of hearing me talk about other stuff on this podcast, and you want to hear me talk about code and Adam too, you can go check out that episode, which we will link up. It's episode 78.
Very cool. It dropped already?
It did. It's out.
Sweet.
Yesterday.
All right.
Yeah. So, yeah. I think that might be it for me.
Yeah, I think so. Want to wrap it?
I think let's wrap it. All right. If you'd like to access the show notes for this episode, you can go to artofproductpodcast.com. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
I am still getting people emailing me, telling me like, you left the mic on the latest episode.
I love that.
You get it? I do too. I like causing a little panic in people, not because I want them to suffer, but because I want them to listen.
Yeah.
It's like
when you stir that emotion in people, then they're like,
yeah. Basically, any emotion is better than like no emotion in a way.
Yeah.
I feel like when you're making content or like performance, like it's anything that you make people feel is good.
Yeah.
It's like why I make people do weird stuff before talks. It's probably just so they're like, what is going on? Like I'm having weird thoughts about this person.
Yep.
So,
I like it.
Yeah, I dig that.
That's cool. Any drip support requests for me?
I haven't noticed anything this week.
Yay. No bugs.
I really love I haven't seen any. I like the when I duplicate a broadcast and I give it a new name, and there's like a little box that says set the subject of the email to be this name.
Yeah.
I like that. That saves me some clicks.
That's cool. Yeah.
That's a nice little UX thing.
It's the little things.
The little things that make all the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think everything's good. I got almost 200 people signed up for the next cohort.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and I haven't really been promoting it at all yet. Like I've just started, like I mentioned it on Adam's podcast and just now. Mm-hmm. And I have a month, so I'd love to get a similar number again.
Yeah, seems like you're on track to hit that. Do you have like a steady trickle per day, or is it kind of bumpy based on?
That's a good question. I'm not really sure. Let's see. Oh, you know what I have to do that I'm not really looking forward to? Oh, here's a drip support request.
Oh, no. Okay.
Please flawlessly merge all of my different drip accounts into one.
I
it's actually, I think it's going to not be that bad.
Yeah.
Because I'm not doing anything complicated. Like, I think I have like one workflow per account at most. And some of them are just like not even workflows. They're just like, I'm using the old school campaign automation stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in that case, you can do you can do an account level export. Or you can just go to your subscribers tab and don't filter anything. You just go to the bottom and click export and then do a bulk op and import them into your...
And they'll be exported with their tags and they'll import with their tags?
Yep.
Okay.
They will. Right. Tags and custom fields will come along with them. Oh, you'll also want to make sure to export your unsubscribed subscribers from your various accounts.
Why?
So that you can tag them as unsubscribed. Well,
from certain things.
Yeah. It depends on how you want to control for this. Like if you have to figure out how you want to handle someone who is actively subscribed to one of your accounts and unsubscribed from another one. And maybe that's a small enough subset that it's not worth worrying about. But
yeah,
you might err on the side of just like, if they've unsubscribed from one of your things, then make sure they're marked as unsubscribed in your main account. Because they may feel like they're being spammed,
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. I'm probably going to ignore that.
Maybe it might be trivial enough that it's not worth
Yeah.
Stressing out too much.
Yeah, so I've been getting a trickle of subscribers, and it definitely has been creeping up. I guess I've been talking about this more recently. So I was doing, I don't know, 4, 7, 5 a day, and then now it's more like 12, 19, 17. So
I like your headline, your subhead on your website, a free language agnostic exercise of will.
yeah, I like that too.
That is really nice.
Yeah, I kind of like the angle on it where it's like, this is not going to be easy. It's going to be hard. It's there's something about that positioning that I dig a lot.
Yeah.
Where it's like, we're not all going to make it through this. I know it. Like, this is not going to be an easy thing. It's called a challenge.
Yeah.
It's not called an ease.
Right. Ease.
So,
speaking of challenges,
yeah.
I had a physical back when I was visiting California. I went to my doctor. I still haven't switched doctors. I have a California doctor. But because I'm healthy enough that I don't never need to see the doctor. So I just see him once a year when I go back home.
Okay.
So yeah, I stepped on a scale and it turns out I've put on like 10, 15 pounds in the last year. Thank you, Minnesota. So he's like, yeah, you may want to step up your exercise a little bit. So I've been trying to do, well, this week I've done three 5Ks on the treadmill. Because now it's cold enough outside where there are people who run all winter, but I'm not that animal yet. So,
do you like running?
I don't hate it. I guess I have.
Do you hate it less than other forms of exercise?
Yeah, I would say so. Like I've done spinning before, and that's like legs on fire for 45 minutes. Like it's pretty uncomfortable for me. I feel like running is like when I have actually good form, I feel it in my arms, I feel it in my abs, I feel it in my leg. Like if I'm overstraining my hips or my knees or something, then I'll be like pretty sore. But if I deliberate about having good form, then I don't know. It's usually feels pretty good to me.
What are you like running? Oh, so you're running 5Ks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you vary your pace, or are you mostly just sort of running at a standard, as like a flat pace?
So my goal is always to like walk for a few minutes to warm up at the start and then set it at whatever pace and try not to change it the whole time.
Gotcha.
I don't know if that's ideal, but I feel like it's hard. Like, and so on days where I'm not doing well, then I will either slow it down and take a walk break in the middle, and then step it back up. But yeah, I've also I guess the flip side to that is like doing more of interval style training where it's actually less total time, but you have higher bursts of activity. And that, I've heard that could be a good like time saver. Like you get the more bang for your buck doing that. Right.
Yes, it's a time saver. And I also think if your goal is fat loss, it's more effective.
Interesting.
So like long, slow-ish distance running tends to be catabolic, meaning it eats up your muscle.
Interesting.
More so than your fat.
Okay.
And so it can actually be detrimental to like body composition to do long distance running. Like if you are sedentary and you start running, you will see your weight will go down, but you will be losing muscle and fat pretty consistently, which you don't want, right?
Yeah.
Like there's certain things you want to lose and certain things you don't want to lose.
Yep.
Doing interval training targets fat much more preferentially. I think like the run for weight loss is like actually an easy thing to kind of, it's like almost like a trap to get into.
Yeah.
Where it seems like the default answer to it.
Yeah.
But I think it is almost counterproductive for most of the time.
That's good to know. I feel like exercise is one of those things where there's like, there's so many different pieces of advice out there, and it's hard to know which ones are the ones you should be listening to. Like even about stretching. Like I remember I used to do P90X pretty consistently, like back in college. And if I recall it right, he was always talking about like, you don't want to do too much static stretching after a workout because your muscles are already pretty loose and warm. You want to just do a little bit of like ballistic style stretching or whatever. And then talking to another person, they're like, oh, no, that's exactly the opposite of what you want to do. And I'm like, well, what's the answer? What is it?
Yeah. I think there are a lot of things that we don't really know.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of money to be made in saying that you have the only answer.
Right.
and everyone else is wrong.
Yeah.
So the incentive alignment is kind of wonky in the fitness world.
Yeah.
So it's worth, I think, looking at a bunch of different sources and kind of figuring out the average opinion, probably.
Yeah.
That might be a good approach.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty confident about about the stuff I'm spewing right now.
Yeah.
So maybe look into it for yourself for sure.
Yeah.
But like high interval, like what HIIT, high intensity interval training, like those like sprint and then walk and sprint and then walk kind of thing, I think keeps getting shown over and over that it's good at fat loss stuff.
Yeah.
And the longer, slower distance is not so good.
Yeah.
Like your body will like optimize long, slow distance running. It's like, okay, like we need to be lighter.
Right.
It's like, let's just get rid of everything.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like another thing that I feel like is a sound piece of advice is like, and this kind of comes out of the P90X world, but like muscle confusion, like the notion of like keeping your body on its toes, like because if you do the same kinds of workouts over and over again, then your body naturally optimizes for that and figures out how to not continue building muscle or not continue like burning fat or something. So
sure. Yep. Yeah. And right. And like muscle tissue is metabolically expensive to maintain.
yeah.
So like your body would rather have no more muscle than it needs.
Yeah. You have to give it a good reason to have it.
Exactly. So if you're like slow paced running doesn't put a high demand on like your muscle tissue, and so it's like, oh well, like this is, and we're like, this is extra, so we can get rid of this. Versus like very high effort sprinting, your body's like, wow, like this is really hard. The muscles are getting seriously stressed here.
Yeah.
So
Okay. I'm going to modify. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. If you can do any sort of weight training, I think that's also a really smart direction to head. I had a good, and actually, I have meta advice for you.
Okay. All right.
So one thing that I do is every few months I go and get a bod pod test.
Is that like
Have you heard of this?
like a body composition?
Exactly.
type of
Yeah.
thing?
So it measures your body fat. It's the official body fat measuring tool of the NFL.
Okay.
So must be good.
Yeah.
It's apparently fairly accurate, and so I do that because it's hard to like steer the ship if you don't have some sort of data. So that's worth doing because like I found it's easy for me to spend a month feeling like I'm moving in the right direction and then go get a test and it's like I went nowhere or like I went slightly in the wrong direction. It's like, what?
Yeah.
So I feel like you need that data. But like I recently I did a month where I was lifting a lot. Like I actually was doing 5 days a week of resistance training, which is probably a little too much. And I did 5 weeks of that, and I got a bod pod test before and after, and I added 4 pounds of muscle and lost 2 pounds of fat or 3 pounds of fat.
Wow.
Yeah. And so like that's the right direction. Like that actually moves the percentages where I want to go. And so it's like, okay, like I found a thing that works. And the fact that I can actually prove it with data is like really useful for me.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. Like I want to do that. It's been on my mind to do one of those for a while because I deliberately do not own a scale. Like I don't, because I know that like just measuring your weight doesn't, and granted, that's all my doctor was looking at too. And I have done quite a bit of yoga over the last year, and I'm certain that I'm stronger in certain areas. So some of that may have been a shift in body composition that's not well reflected on a scale.
Exactly.
I don't think I put on 15 pounds of fat necessarily, but because I think that would show in waist size more, and it's like hasn't been a dramatic difference.
Yeah, that's another. I also track that. So I do bod pods every like probably 3 months or so, and then I like do waist measurements more frequently because that's like a decent proxy.
That's a better proxy than any kind of scale.
Than pure weight. Yeah, I actually have a scale, but I almost like my weight barely changed during that month where it's like I dropped fat and added muscle. Right. It's like, oh, like looks like I'm within the margin of error. Nothing happened. It's like, oh, actually, no, good things did happen.
Right.
So.
Could have shown a 2 pound gain and you'd be like, what happened? But it's actually gaining muscle. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to the art of fat loss. Podcast.
It's funny. I like have not, I don't know. I've known that I need to be more active software developer. At times when I'm really busy, I'm like sitting a lot. So I'm already like, this was just enough to light a fire under me. I'm like, okay, that's it. I'm going to stand more because I don't need to be sitting all day long. And I actually put my standing desk up at work yesterday, and I didn't sit once. And I just felt better, like blood flowing through my body better. I don't know. It's like,
I bet. Yeah.
When I'm like sitting for 4 hours straight, you just feel kind of gross.
Totally. I've been having a lot of stiffness my like home setup is not great. It is a standing desk, but it's like my apartment is an old Beacon Hill apartment, and so part of it is like sinking into the ground.
Oh no.
So like it's actually like the floor is not flat
Yeah.
in my apartment. And so like I'm constantly kind of like off at an angle.
Yeah.
And just like the ergonomics here are not great. And so like I just have felt like my upper back in particular for me is like bad. Like I'm a side sleeper, so my shoulders roll forward all night long. And then I work with my hands out in front of me all day.
Yeah.
And I just like end up really stiff and tight in the front.
Yeah.
And it's like I've been dealing with some pain myself, honestly.
Yeah.
And it sucks. It like
I
really
know.
saps the life out of you.
It does.
It's
And
like
these-
nothing is worth doing when your body feels like crap.
I know.
That's how it
And
feels.
like that is the one thing. Like the every time I do get back into a more regular cadence of exercise, like it feels terrible. Like at the end of a run, I'm like, I feel terrible, kind of nauseous, whatever. But then you cool down, and then you're walking around. It's like my body just feels so much better. Like it's
For
like
sure.
I've worked my muscles. My posture has improved slightly, just because I'm just I'm feeling good. That's the other thing. Like posture is such a huge thing. Like
Totally.
One time I was sitting and I looked over and there was a mirror near me and I saw my posture and I was like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. I cannot. Totally. That
Yep.
slumped over. Ugh. So now I'm
Definitely.
trying to.
And like if it doesn't hurt, it will eventually.
Yeah.
Like bad posture will eventually start to like put you in pain. Like,
Yeah.
You can get away with it until you can't. There's a great book, by the way, about this sort of stuff called Desk Bound by Kelly Starrett. It's really worth reading.
Desk bound.
It's basically like how do you not turn into a wreck if you work at a desk all day?
Yeah.
And he's awesome. It's a very solid book.
Probably should be required reading for all office workers.
I think so. I've honestly thought about like trying to like really go hard on fixing myself. Like get rid of all my symptoms, feel like I've like improve all my stuff, and then be like, all right, what have I learned? Let me turn this into some sort of course, product, book thing.
Yeah.
Because I feel like everyone, or like just about all developers, hit these issues. I feel like if you gave a talk in front of a group of developers, like who is like kind of in like semi-chronic pain, who feels stiff and weak and tired and irritable, and I feel like most people would say like, yeah, from time to time, everybody basically gets that.
Yep.
It's like, how do we fix that?
And it's the kind of thing when you're like your body, when our bodies are really young, we can do a lot. We can be in terrible posture. I used to like work like laying stomach flat on the floor with like propped up on my elbows, like sitting in front of a computer. I could do that for hours, and now I try to do that for like 5 minutes, and I'm like, oh, my back is so stiff, I can barely move.
Totally.
And like, if
There's
you
a
would
big
just
change. Like 30, I'm 34 now. Like 34 versus like 24 is like night and day. Like, I remember just being like, I played volleyball with these older guys when I was in like my mid to late 20s. And they were always icing their knees and their elbows and their shoulders. And I'm like, what are you guys talking about? Like, this is not like, I just assumed everyone was kind of like weak.
right. It's like, you guys are not
like,
taking care of yourselves. I'm in good shape over
and
here.
I felt like a stud. And then like,
Yeah.
I like hit my early mid 30s and I'm like, ooh, like, yeah, like if I have to pay like so much attention to this stuff now.
Yeah.
Like you just can't get away with anything. I can't get away with almost anything.
No.
But I did yoga yesterday, and I'm gonna do yoga today.
Nice.
I sent it. I was feeling really crappy, and so I sent a text to my friend, and I was like, "I'm gonna do yoga twice this week, and then 4 times the next 2 weks. And if I don't, I'm gonna give you $400."
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you like put it in escrow so like you can't go back on that?
No, that'd be a good idea. But I do stuff like that every so often, just like kind of like I did
Motivate.
that like sort of weight training focused month. And that was really good. And I felt I got stronger and I added muscle, but I felt stiff. Like I feel like weight training sort of promotes tension and stiffness because you're trying to like contract as much as possible.
Yeah.
And I think that 5 days a week was too much for me. I need to find some sort of blend of flexibility work plus strength training.
Yep.
And then I think I'll be like where I want to be. But so because I went too hard the other way, I'm going to go hard the other, this way and just focus on stretching everything out.
Yeah. Like if there's one constant, it's like this is a very iterative process for everybody, and everybody like needs a little bit different program probably for their body type and their situation.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to try to put in the work, see what I can do.
Cool. Yep. I think that's all you can do.
Yep. I think so.
Yeah. All right. I think I'm going to go eat a little food.
Cool. I think I'll get back to work. Get some work done.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool. Good chatting.
You too. See ya.
Same. Oh, I noticed that we ran out of meeting invites.
Oh, no.
Somewhere. Not yet, but we will.
Can we continue this?
Yeah. Do you want to keep recording a podcast?
Yeah. So this time's working well for me.
Okay. Yeah, so I made a calendar event that said repeats weekly on Thursday 24 times, and it's going to run out in January. So,
wow. Yeah, I was impressed. I was thinking about our episode numbers, and like we've done a lot of these. We're on 27 now.
It's amazing what showing up consistently does.
Yeah, consistently. Yeah, I know. Before we know it, we'll be at episode 100. We'll have to come up with what our 100th episode is going to be.
There you go. All right, I just bumped it out. Are you sure you want? Whoa, what? Hold up. Oh, dude, Google just actually did a useful thing. Oh, geez, cancel this change. Discard changes. All right, I almost just made our podcast hundreds of days long.
Oh no.
Okay, repeat. There we go. And let's end it after. I just added 40 more occurrences.
Nice. Are you on the new Google Calendar design, by the way?
No.
No?
It is bad.
You don't like it?
Well, okay, so I had a problem with it. I think the new design is fine.
Mm-hmm.
But do you use Quick Add a lot?
I don't think so.
Okay, the most valuable feature to me in Google Calendar is that if I hit Q, it pops up a little box called Quick Add.
Uh-huh.
And I can be like, record with Derek Thursday, 11 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And it parses all that stuff out and creates an event for me. And when I switched to the new version, it still had Quick Add, but it didn't work. Or like they changed Quick Add so that now let me switch over right now and see if they fixed it. And if they didn't, I'm gonna be sad.
See, I'm on the week view, and when I press it, it just wants to create something at the
exactly
cursor.
It creates something at the time where your cursor it creates something right now.
Right.
Who the hell thinks Quick Add means right now? Oh, I better add this to my calendar instantly. Is that the most common use case? Come on. And so anyway, I switched to it and was like, God damn it, this is broken. And so I switched back. And to their credit, they pop up a little thing, which is like, why did you switch back? And so I wrote up this little thing, and it's still broken. And I'm very annoyed because I just got a notification the other day, which is like, we're going to switch you just so you know.
Right. They'll take it away from you at a certain point.
Yeah.
So it's enough of a visual. I mean, so I guess I don't use that feature too often. I think it's been a long time since I've actually quick added something. But it sounds like a useful thing I should be doing, but now I can't.
It's so useful. It's how I add basically almost everything.
Yeah.
And so now it doesn't work, or it won't work.
Sure.
Why?
Hopefully they'll fix it.
Why? How about some unit tests, people, or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
There was, it took them. This team, I don't know what it is, but so Quick Add as well. If let's say it's Thursday, and I type, let's say, lunch with Derek Monday. Let me see if they... Yeah,
they were doing it in the past?
It still does it. If I type lunch with Derek Monday, 12 p.m., it puts it in the past. It puts it in the past. Quick Add in the past?
It makes no sense.
They're like, oh, Quick Add no longer works in the past. Now it works at the instant of whatever now is. It's like, oh my... Who the fuck has ever quick added an event in the past? Ever.
Yeah. And you know what they're doing on the back end. It's like, well, week, like they're saying like Monday. Okay, which Monday? Well, current week dot current.
Exactly.
Oh man.
So I think Quick Add is just one of these features that doesn't actually get much use and it gets basically ignored. And
I think they're probably optimizing for the consumer experience, and that Quick Add feature is very much like, I'm going to type this and natural language processing is going to parse what I'm saying. Like most people don't probably realize that's happening or trust that it's going to do the right thing, so they don't use it.
Yeah. If someone, I know, what's his name? Zach Holman's working on a calendar.
Yeah.
I might try his thing out if I can get in that. I need a sensible Quick Add and then not much else.
Yeah.
I think I might be willing to pay
this
for
it. This is how new products are born, by the way, when you recognize there's one use case that is not done well, and then a new calendar is going to come out and it's probably going to be optimized for a very specific thing, but it may not be optimized for the thing you really care about. And then,
I think the thing I care about is keyboard shortcuts.
Yeah. It's like calendars for developers or something, right? Or maybe developers not the right way to slice it, but it's people who care about keyboard shortcuts and things like that, which I love those in Gmail too. I use them all the time, but I don't know. That 100%. Might be a minority use case,
Yeah. I do think it's almost not quite enough to make a new product, but like that general thing, like X, but with amazing keyboard shortcuts, is a thing I think about a lot. Honestly, like product categories I'm into.
Yeah. Knowing it's going to be niche, but like, there's probably a lot of opportunities.
But for some people, it will resonate.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Do you use Vimium, or have you ever? You probably. I bet you don't. So Vimium is this extension for Chrome that lets you keyboard nav web pages
using Vim key bindings.
Yeah, so it uses Vim key bindings, but like that's almost not the important part. Like, it uses the HJKL for moving around.
Yeah.
But the real useful thing is that if I hit F, it pops up these little tiny indicators over every link on the page, everything clickable. And each indicator has like a key sequence in it.
Yeah.
So it's like if you hit S, I will click this link. If you hit T, I'll click this link. If you type SH, it'll click this link. And so I use that a fair amount actually. Mm-hmm. So like basic Vim scrolling forward and back, and then that find thing is like it just lets me not use the mouse.
You can navigate the web without lifting your fingers off your keyboard, huh?
Yeah, which I'm pretty into. So anyway, that's like more products.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right,
let's stop. Good rant,
we could keep going. But
I can find more stuff to rant about,
Yeah, I'm sure I could too.
All right,
man.
All right, my dude.
Well, see you next time.
Later.
Bye.